Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Monday, January 8th, and we are here to look at the new releases that are being set into the wild. We do this each week, every day of the work week, Monday through Friday, and each day we do a different genre. On Mondays, we do cozy mysteries, because there's always a lot of them. Good morning, Mary. Happy Monday. Did you have a good weekend? I hope so. We did get white stuff yesterday, and I hear it's very, very slippery out there because it has been warm, so it probably hit the streets and melted and turned to ice. So we will be driving cautiously. Good morning, Anita. How are you? Appreciate you being here. We are going to be looking at cozy mysteries that are out this week. Let us jump in. All right. First up, The Expected Detectives by Kat Ailes. This is first in a proposed series. Can they solve the mother of all murders? For Alice and her partner Joe, moving to the sleepy village of Penton is a chance to embrace country life and prepare for the birth of their first child. He can take up woodwork, maybe she'll learn to make jam, but the rural idyll that hoped for doesn't quite pan out when a dead body is discovered at their local prenatal class and they find themselves suspects in a murder investigation. With a cloud of suspicion hanging over the heads of the whole group, Alice and her newfound pregnant friends set out to solve the mystery and clear their names with the help of her troublesome dog Helen. However, there are more secrets and tensions in the air of Penton than first meet the eye. Between the discovery of a shady commune up in the woods, the unearthing of a mysterious death years earlier, and the near tragic poisoning of Helen, Alice is soon in way over her head. I don't think that's a concept that's been done before. And this next one is one that I have been very much looking forward to. Mary said, I had a quiet weekend due to the storm that didn't really amount to much. Read and also working on organizing the bedroom. There you go. Saying hello. Nina, we had a massive hailstorm here yesterday. Thank goodness no damage here. Oh my goodness. I'm glad that didn't happen either. So this next one, there we go. We're back to normal size. I really, really enjoyed the first one that came out last year. So I am looking forward to this one. This is Death at a Scottish Wedding by Lucy Connolly, second in series. Something old, something new, something borrowed, and someone's blue. Finally feeling like Sea Isle, Scotland is becoming her new home, American doctor Amelia McCroy is delighted when she is invited to a wedding at Morgan's Castle. Her friends have warned her that it's a 3-day party and it's bound to get wild, not to mention the impending snowstorm, of course. Constable Ewan Campbell, owner of the castle, ensures their safety with the blizzard. What he didn't ensure is that all of his guests would survive the night alive. When Amelia explores the impressive castle, she finds a dead man in one of the turrets. The snowstorm hits and the local police can't reach the castle until it lets up. With no one able to leave, the family insists they carry on with the wedding, which makes Amelia's job as the coroner a bit easier. The suspects are in one place, and complicated because the killer has Amelia in his sights. The fact no one claims to know the victim isn't helping. Why would someone no one knows be murdered at a castle in the middle of nowhere? It's up to Amelia to uncover the mystery who the victim is so the killer doesn't get away scot-free. I'm very much looking forward to reading that, but my mom gets first crack at it. Summer's End by Marcia De Filippo. Third in the Cozy Quilts Club mystery. You say, good to know you're okay, Anita. We had a little sleet, but didn't last long and didn't pile up. Hail is no fun, can do so much damage. Absolutely. That one sounds like fun. Yes. Read the first one. That was called An American in Scotland, the first one in that series. Summer's End. The police are stumped, but the quilters are on the case. So it's going to get solved, of course. The quiet town of Glen Lake, Maine is shaken when high school senior Summer Williams is struck and killed by a hit-and-run driver. She was the classmate and friend of the Ryder siblings, whose mother Jennifer is uniquely qualified to discover the identity of Summer's killer. As a member of the Cozy Quilts Club, she and the other quilters use their paranormal skills to find clues that others cannot and solve unsolvable crimes. But this time, even their usual methods are coming up empty and the case is getting cold. Just as it seems their toughest case yet may remain unsolved, Jennifer's accidental connection throws a clue their way. But is it the clue they need or another dead end? And there you go. Cozy Paranormal. Quilting Paranormal. The Sign of Four Spirits by Vicki Delaney, ninth in the Sherlock Holmes Bookshop Mystery Series, a very big author in cozy mysteries. Agree. First is set in Auckland, Scotland, one of my favorite places. Absolutely. Yep, that first one is An American in Scotland. You should read that one first because it goes through why she is there and so forth. The Sign. So you have 2 books to read now. That's great. We had to wait a year. The Sign of Four Spirits. When a psychic fair arrives in West London, Gemma Doyle, owner of the Sherlock Holmes Bookshop and Emporium, wants nothing to do with it. But somehow, at the urging of Donald Morris, an enthusiastic Sherlockian, she finds herself talked into attending a seance, along with Baker and best friend Jane Wilson, store assistant Ashley, and former pop star Bunny Lee. But to her surprise, Gemma finds herself banned from the seance and shown the door. Curious, she listens in from outside the room. The medium informs a disappointed Donald that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle will not be able to make it tonight. Then Gemma hears a voice cut off, a cry for help, a scream. Jenna bursts into the library to see that someone has collapsed on the table, dead. The windows are all locked, and Gemma was guarding the only door. Someone in this room is a murderer, but who? The game is once again afoot for Gemma Doyle as she hunts a killer, but this time is the killer of flesh and blood, or had the medium summoned doom from beyond the veil? Doesn't work that way. I'll rule that out right away. Doesn't work that way. Never touch a body. A dead body. Well, I don't think I would want to. Mercedes Harrigan, novice landlord, is a pro at cleaning up messy apartments, but cleaning up after an elderly tenant dies presents a different dilemma. It's not the dead body lying on the kitchen floor that has Sadie freaked out. She grew up playing among the caskets at her grandmother's mortuary. It's the coroner's suspicion that the wiring in Sadie's vintage apartments could be the culprit. Add a threatened lawsuit by the family of the deceased, along with bizarre clues that pop up but don't add up, and Sadie's morale dips lower than the meager balance in her bank account. When none of the authorities will listen to Sadie's suspicions about the supposedly accidental death, Sadie enlists the help of her BFF, Rebby Russell. As the duo digs into the tenant's life, the sweet old lady facade crumbles and a nastier profile emerges, providing plenty of suspects. Threats against Sadie escalate as they come to the conclusion that her death was not due to old age and a 3-pack-a-day habit, but rather a cleverly planned murder. When a second murder is made to look like a random mugging, Sadie knows she's on the right track. But can she expose the murderer before she winds up in one of her grandmother's caskets? A little gruesome, but who's to say? It's somebody's life. Like the cover of Sign of Four Spirits. Yeah. My Old Kentucky Homicide, Bourbon B&B Mysteries, book number 1 by Jen Jones. That's also an interesting first name for an author writing about bourbon. Kentucky native Jess Walker's big city career has kept her too busy to visit her sisters in hometown. However, she relents when she's invited to celebrate her nephew's third birthday at the newly established Three Sisters B&B in the heart of Bourbon Country. The nostalgic bubble is quickly popped, however, when Jess realizes her family hasn't been entirely honest with her. She was invited not so much for a family reunion, but to help them impress some VIP guests for inclusion in a tourism co-op on the Bourbon Trail. Old resentments arise, and the sisters are at loggerheads immediately. But when one of the VIP guests is found dead, things only get worse. The sheriff is intent on treating the death as an accident, blaming it on unsafe conditions at the B&B. We have a theme this week. But the sisters know this was murder. Jess has always been the fixer of the family, so she jumps in to protect her sisters and their B&B's reputation. With the remaining guests and the attractive and single owner of the nearby whiskey barrel factory all suspects, Jess has her work cut out for her. And it turns out she can't do it alone. All three sisters will need to work in perfect harmony in order to find the perpetrator of the old Kentucky homicide. I'm kind of surprised it's sorry, it's a B&B instead of like a whiskey making endeavor. A Bean to Die For by Tara Lush, fourth in the Coffee Lovers Mysteries. I like the cover. Lana Lewis is brewing up new concoctions at Purgatory. Okay, that's cute. A popular cafe in Devil's Beach when she decides she wants to try her hand at growing her own coffee. She secures a gardening plot in the community garden thanks to her father and the garden's owner, Darla. Darla's list of rules is long, but that doesn't stop someone from leaving Jack Daggett's body among the gardening plants. Jack, an environmental activist, has been banned from the garden previously because of his many fights with Darla about organic produce. Lana promises her boyfriend, Police Chief Noah, that she's going to stay out of this case, having been too involved in previous cases. But when she learns that Jack died from an accidental overdose and Darla is the top suspect because of her shady past, Lana can't help but poke around in an attempt to clear Darla's name. As Lana dives deeper into the case, she learns that Jack had more enemies than she realized. When Darla turns up dead, Lana has to turn up the heat on her own investigation. With Lana on the case, it won't be long before someone spills the beans to crack this case wide open. But will she be able to find the killer before they strike again? Wedding Cakes and Wishes. Sixth in the Lattes and Levitation series. Sky O'Malley's Wedding. That is a character by Beatrice Small, right? If you used to read historical mysteries back in the day. Sky O'Malley's wedding is just around the corner, but her love story is about to take an otherworldly twist. When Sky's estranged mother, Alicia Petrucci, appears out of the blue, secrets unravel and the plot thickens. The elders of the Petrucci family, powerful witches, are demanding that Sky marry a man she never met, Christian Petrucci. As Sky navigates the twists and turns of her impending marriage, the tension escalates. A paparazzo's murder, Christian's arrest, and a chilling ultimatum from Isabella Petrucci thrust Sky into a world of mystery and danger. She's offered a deal: solve the murder before her wedding or be bound to Christian forever. Sky and Max embark on a thrilling investigation, unearthing secrets, alibis, and unexpected connections. But as the clock ticks down to her wedding day, the pressure mounts. Can they unveil the truth in time, or will Sky's future be forever entwined with an enigmatic Christian? Inquiring minds want to know. The Cabin Conspiracy by C.C. James, 13th in a Flamingo Realty series. When did this come out? Last week. Georgie Jones Stella to come stay at her aunt's bee farm for the week. It's vacation, right? All is fun and games until the local gardener is murdered and Aunt Penelope is taken to jail as a suspect. No one can believe sweet Penelope has been arrested, especially Stella, but Georgie confesses her aunt has a strange past. A past that has apparently revisited the small bee farm, and Stella and Georgie can't boot him out. I haven't thought of Beatrice Small in a while. We'll have to see if the library owns anything by her. Been somewhat disappointed the fiction collection here as well by where I worked. Ah, sounds like it's a smaller kind of library. Yeah, digital library wise, I belong to three. The one here in Montana is not as comprehensive as others, and there's a couple others that allow you to join from out of state without being a resident there. And that has, excuse me, provided a wider scope to pull from. Sorry, copy was required. Alrighty. So the website that I usually go to for Cozy Mysteries was experiencing some technical difficulties. And so those were the ones I was able to pull out. So we're going to go to this other one. This is freshfiction.com to look for some options. Again, we're just going to be, space opera Thursday. We're going to be looking for cozy mystery options here. Maybe we can look at that one. Let's see. Because then we'll be looking at regular mystery tomorrow. There's my old Kentucky homicide. Now let's take a look at this one and see what's happening and when it's released. It might be a slow, cozy week. You never know. January 10th. Okay. Sheriff Lou Ferris knows how to land a sweet brook trout, but can she catch a cold-blooded killer in the thrilling second installment? Blah, blah, blah. It's Lou Ferris's first day as the newly elected sheriff of McBride County, and already things are heating up in the Wisconsin Northwoods. The tragic drowning of a teenage girl draws an eerie parallel to the unsolved murder of another teen 30 years earlier. One of Lou's new subordinates, Alan Stern, chief of the Deer Haven Police Department, has ruled it an accidental death by drowning. Neither Lou nor the girl's family accept the ruling, but Lou is up against a wall of sexism and subterfuge. Not only is Stern belligerent and dismissive of Lou, but he takes the word of the local coroner, Ed Pecor, who Lou believes is completely unqualified for the job. Adding to Lou's headaches, an unwelcome interface in the case by a multimillionaire resident reopens a cold case that stretches back decades and could lead to an anguished relative taking justice into his own hands to avenge a crime the cops never solved. And when Lou's dear friend, Dr. Paul Doc Osborne, finds himself witness to a sophisticated money laundering scheme that could threaten the lives of his daughter and her close friend, Lou finally feels like she's reached the breaking point. The fish may be biting in McBride County, but now Lou is on the line to uncover the long-buried secret that could ensnare a killer once and for all. I definitely count that as cozy. There's the expectant detectives. I'm not interested in that one. Ooh, what's this? The Seamstress of Arcady. Look at that cover. Oh, it's gorgeous. Let's check the date, January 9th. Up our alley. It's a historical romance novel. Oh, it's not mystery though, right? Bah. We'll look at that Wednesday. Well, that's it. God. But it is what it is. We look at new releases. Let me change our screen here. Okay. You said I haven't checked their online collection, but need to. Hopefully, it will flesh out what is or is technically isn't on the shelves of the library. I still prefer a real book to that of an ebook, although I selected for the ebook collection in my library. It was lots of fun, especially if I had extra money to spend, which happened every once in a while. Either. Yes, that cover is gorgeous. Those cozy mystery writers were taking a nap, apparently. Never seen so few published. Absolutely. Seems like we're always so inundated. Well, it is what it is. Um, so tomorrow we will look at regular mysteries to give them our full attention. I hope you guys have a good Monday. Stay warm, stay safe, read good books. I am currently reading A Murder at Merton Library by Andrea Penrose. This is seventh in the Rexford and Sloane series, set during early industrial age of England, which is very, very fascinating. It's, Regency-ish England, but instead of going the Jane Austen way, she's going the early industrial way in these books, which is a nice change. Um, so I'm really enjoying that. It is our readathon this month, the Midwinter Hist Mist Reading Historical Mysteries readathon. Thank you, Anita. You too. So I need extra time to drive to work. That's why I always leave this early. I have to go get the mail. It's payroll day. Hope to see you later at Randy's. She's back. We'll try to be a good girl at the sale today. Is it going to be a sale or is she just showing up? I can't remember. Thanks for the new releases. Always fun to hear about the goodies coming out. Absolutely. That's why I do it. So in the meantime, let's see. There's no sprints tonight, but there are sprints tomorrow night at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. That goes for 2.5 hours. I do sprints every Tuesday, Thursday evening, and Saturday afternoon. So tomorrow. And then again tomorrow morning, we'll take a look at the regular mysteries. So have a good Monday. Thank you so much for being here. God bless.